30% discount at Stone Stopper by Moonstone TM. Find us at moonstonenutrition.com. Here Radio. Stone Stopper by Moonstone TM is a doctor-developed, science-backed kidney health solution with 30 MEq of alkali citrate to prevent kidney stones. Available in powders and capsules. Enjoy an exclusive discount with my promo code moonstonenutrition.com. Here Radio to get 30% discount. Other shows we have for you to enjoy at myclassicradio.net. The Avengers was most certainly not a household name in South Africa prior to the radio series. With no national television service until 1976, the mechanism simply was not present in the country to show television programs to mass audiences. While many other countries reveled in the filmed adventures of John Steed and company, South Africa was not equipped to join in the fun. The series took Britain by storm and made a major impression in the American markets, being that greatest of rarities, a British series given a network transmission slot. However, as a film series, rather than a videotaped one, The Avengers was able to gain a modicum of exposure in South Africa through film rentals. Come and listen at myclassicradio.net.
Arch Obolers plays Stories of the Unusual.
This is Arch Obler. Come to the bank with me. That's not meant as an order. That's the title of the play I've written for you. You see, I read a statement somewhere that if a man concentrated enough, he could move a mountain, so why not a bank? That wondrous concentration will begin after a short message from your announcer.
And now to the story of Come to the Bank.
Please. Would you come to the bank with me, please? He's locked up in there. He can't get any air. No, don't get excited. I didn't say he was locked up in the vault. All they've got in their vault is money, and I don't care about money. All I care about is him. I didn't mean to tell you. All right, I did. You've got to come to the bank with me and help me. It's Fred Roth. He's in the bank and he can't get out. Please listen to me. I'll tell you all about it from the start. I'm a school teacher at the Matson High School. I teach physics. It's a rational science. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Mr. Roth teaches in the same school. Psychology. The way of the human mind. But that's not an exact science, is it? The human mind. Not exact at all. And that started it. That's what started it. Mr. Roth said to me...
Well, speaking quite frankly and candidly, Miss Moss, I don't think very much of your exact sciences.
2 and 2 always add up to 4, Mr. Roth.
Not where the human mind is concerned.
I don't understand.
It is my profound conviction that the potentialities of the human mind and body have never been realized by any human creature.
Oh, but there have been great men, Plato, Lincoln, so many scientists.
Yes, but only fractional greatness, using perhaps 1/10 of the power latent within themselves. It's all a matter of concentration. I tell you, Miss Moss, if men would concentrate their minds to the limit, the universe would be theirs.
That's a very innocent start, isn't it? Just a teacher talking about the human mind. I thought nothing of it. Mr. Roth was such an intense young man. We had dinner together once.
You have a coffee with your dinner or later?
What'd you say?
The waiter wanted to know if you wanted coffee with your dinner.
Oh, no coffee.
Yes.
It's very nice of you to have dinner with me, Mr. Roth.
No, on the contrary, I'm grateful to you. You are a good listener.
Oh, thank you.
You see, I've done a great deal of work in the week since I last talked to you.
Oh, have you? Please tell me.
Well, it isn't exactly work. It's more of a decision.
Yes?
I've come to the decision to stop theorizing. Yes, I've decided to put what I believe into practice.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, it's quite simple. The powers of concentration. I have decided...
The fruit juice for the lady.
Yes, for the lady. Miss Moss, concentration. I've decided to put into practice my theory of concentration. Now, I don't want to anticipate, but I expect wonderful results, Miss Moss. I might even say unbelievable.
Unbelievable results. Must I tell you more? Please come with me to the bank. All right, I'll tell you the rest. The day after he talked to me in the restaurant, Mr. Ross didn't come to school. They told me that he had suddenly taken a leave of absence and that an extra teacher was taking over his classes. I was very disappointed. A week went by. 2 weeks. I decided to go see him. It was perfectly proper that I call upon him as a friend. Mr. Ross, are you in there? It's Miss Moss. Could I speak to you for a moment? Oh, Mr. Ross! Oh, Mr. Ross! Dad! Oh!
No. I'm alive.
Oh, I thought... Oh, Mr. Ross! Your face, the way you look. What? Doctor. I'll get a doctor.
No. I'm not sick.
What?
I've been sitting here for a week.
Sitting for a week?
Concentration. Practicing concentration. Concentration. The experiment was most successful.
Mr. Ross, why do you do these things?
He would be a god among men. I tell you, Miss Moss, that I am confident that I, through training, can become that one man in a million. And the day when my training is complete, I will be able to do anything I desire. Do you hear me? Anything.
When he said that, thin and weak and tired as he was, his eyes looked at me and I was afraid. For him, I made up my mind. Right then, I would get him away from that room, out among people. Yes. He ate, rested, and then went out with me.
I don't see why I let you talk me into this, Miss Moss. I have so much work to do.
This walk will do you good.
But where are we going?
Well, first I want you to come to the bank with me.
I beg your pardon?
Well, you see, I've been thinking of taking a little vacation, and I need some money. Going to withdraw some.
Oh, I see.
I, too, want to get off someplace where I can concentrate.
Oh, yes, most important.
Yes. Have you thought about going out to the country?
Miss Moss, the buildings. Look at them.
Walking so fast.
Once upon a time, they were only an idea in man's mind. Perhaps even now they have no solidity, but are just ideas hanging in air through which a man with single-mindedness of purpose could walk as easily as if he were walking through air. Do you understand me, Miss Moss?
Well, I'm not quite sure. The country would be a wonderful place to work now, wouldn't it, Mr. Ross? We went into the bank. The foyer of the building where the bank was. People. Elevators. Suddenly Mr. Ross stopped. He stared at the wall. I said, Mr. Ross? What are you looking at?
This is the time.
Time for what?
I told you, didn't I?
What?
When my subconscious reached the proper point of incubation, I would know.
No?
Know that my powers had reached the point where I could do anything.
Mr. Ross, please.
Anything, I tell you, anything. This is the time. Now. I must make use of that power now.
No, please.
That marble wall straight ahead. I say I can walk through it.
Oh, no, please stop joking.
I will walk through it.
No. Mr. Ross, come back. Don't. Mr. Ross! Mr. Ross, don't go! No! Oh, Mr. Ross!
What's the matter?
Mr. Ross! He walked through the wall! You hear me? He walked through the wall!
Ladies and gentlemen, I think you and I would like a few breaths from this man who walks, or did he walk, through bank walls. Yes, before we go on with tonight's exciting tale of Miss Ada Moss and her friend Mr. Roth in Arch Obolers' Come to the Bank, a quiet commercial word. And now back to Come to the Bank. Miss Ada Moss is telling her story of Mr. Roth and his strange disappearance into the solid wall of the bank building. And now, back to Come to the Bank. Miss Ada Moss is telling her story of Mr. Roth and his strange disappearance into the solid wall of the bank building.
You sit there smug and self-certain, don't you? It couldn't have happened. But listen, you pinhead mind, I tell you it did. I saw it with my own eyes. Mr. Roth walked right toward that marble wall, and he went into it, and then he was gone. Do you hear me? Gone! I mustn't call you names and make you angry, must I? Because you must come to the bank with me. Yes, I'll tell you more of just what happened on that day.
Now, look, lady, take it easy.
You get out of my way. The wall. He walked through the wall.
Lady, for Pete's sake, go out, lady.
He said he'd do it, and he did it. He walked through the wall.
Lady, don't make it
Don't let go.
lady.
Don't hold me back. I gotta get to him. Mr. Roth.
What's going on here? What's this this lady? All at once she screamed, and now
I'll tell you, let go of me. Mr. Roth. He concentrated his mind, and he said he'd walk through that wall, and he did.
What? That's it, Mr.
Don't
Siddle.
tell him to let go of me. That wall. Mr. Roth went through that wall. I've got it.
Lady, my dear woman, are you out of your mind?
Leave me alone.
Keep quiet now. Stop making all that
Let
noise.
go of me.
That wall is solid concrete faced with marble. Now, you'd better go home and stop disturbing the peace. Show it to the door, Regan.
So they put me out. I stood in the street. I didn't know what to do. And then I knew what I had to do. I would wait there until Mr. Roth came back, and he would come back. He had gone through the wall, and he must have come out the other side, and now he would walk around the building and come back and meet me there. So I waited. It began to rain. I stood there in the rain. Mr. Roth. And then a terrible thought. What did he see? I ran to the door of the bank building. It was locked. Let me in. Oh, please, let me in. Listen to me. You've got to let me in. Mr. Roth. I've got to get to Mr. Roth.
Hey, lady, what? Don't you know the bank's been closed for hours?
I don't care. I've got to get in. I've got to.
Take it easy, you. Hey, aren't you the one that's been standing out here?
Let go of me.
Here.
Mr. Roth's in there.
Oh, lady.
I will get in. I will.
Hey, lady, the door.
Let go of me. Mr. Roth. I've got to get to Mr. Roth. Oh, please, Mr. Roth.
Look at the garden. Are you crazy? You come along with me, lady.
I didn't get in to see Mr. Roth that night. No. All night and the next terrible day. No one would listen.
Now tell me, do you have dreams, Miss Moss? Do you think that people dislike you?
Asking me questions.
Have you often seen
Oh,
Mr. Roth
no.
or other people disappear?
But when I tried to tell them about Mr. Roth, they started to say terrible things to me.
The fact of the matter is, Mr. Roth has disappeared. It is the opinion of the police that he decamped with the woman's money. Yes, took her money and ran off. Took her money and ran off.
I didn't care what they said. I had to get to the bank. You know why? Mr. Roth had started for the wall, and I had seen him go through it, and he hadn't come around to meet me. So there was only one answer. He was still in the wall. And while Mr. Roth was in the wall, they were keeping me in this hospital. I had to get out.
And how are you resting now, Miss Moss? Miss Moss, where? The window. Nurse! The woman in this room. She's gone. Out the window. Nurse! Miss Moss is gone.
Got away. In the street. Still raining. I ran along the dark streets until I was at the bank. Closed. There was a dark doorway. Another building. I hid in the dark and waited all through the night and the morning until they opened the doors of the bank. I went into the bank. I walked toward the wall. That wall. I wanted to run to it, but I walked. And then I was there. The very wall he'd gone into. Mr. Ross. Mr. Ross, are you in there? It's Miss Moss. Ada Moss. Oh, Mr. Ross, please. If you're in there, answer me. They'll see me standing here by the wall talking, and they won't let me stay here. Mr. Ross, please. I've got my ear close to the wall. If you're in there, answer me. I can hear you. You are in the wall. I was right. You did walk into the wall and stay in there. Yes, but what are you saying? I can't understand you. Please, Mr. Ross, speak so I can understand you. Yes, I understand. I will get you out of there. Help! Oh, help! There's a man on the wall! Help me get him out! Mr. Ross! Do you hear? I'll help you! Hurry, people! Free access, please! There's a man in the wall! Mr. Ross, he's in the wall! They put me back in the hospital. They didn't believe me. They didn't help Mr. Ross. I was very sick. I don't know how many days I was in the hospital. And then I was all right. They let me out.
This is your last warning, Miss Moss. You are to stay away from the bank. You are to behave yourself as the good, intelligent citizen you normally are. Your last warning, Miss Moss.
And all the time Mr. Ross was in that wall, waiting for me to help him. And there was so little time left. A man such as Mr. Ross, powers of concentration, he could and he did perform a miracle, walking through a wall. Even conserving his strength and breath and the way he said, slowing down the vital life processes. How long do you think he could live entombed in that wall? I had to get to him. I had to figure a way to get in there. Tell Mr. Ross to keep alive that I was working to help him. I had to figure out a way. There was a store across the street. A store selling paints. That was the answer.
Something for cleaning? Of course, madam. How much do you think you'll need? Oh, I suggest a pint. We have it here in bulk. Open it? Of course. You see, it's standard cleaning fluid. Lady! No! No, that match! Look out! Don't! It's inflammable! Don't! Fire! Fire! Grab that woman! She set fire to the store!
Yes. In a few moments, everyone was so busy that I was quite free to go into the bank. In a few seconds, my ear was against the wall. Mr. Ross! Mr. Ross! I'm back. They tried to keep me away from you, but I'm back. Mr. Ross, can you hear me? Alive. Oh, yes, still alive. Mr. Ross, what should I do? What? Yes, I will. They won't stop me this time. Something. Oh, get something and tear down the wall. Fire axe. Off the wall. Mr. Ross, look. Oh, if you could see, I've got a fire axe. I'm going to help you. We'll get you out. We'll get you out. Oh, the marble's cracking, Mr. Ross. I'll get you out. I'll get the air to you. No one will stop me now, Mr. Ross. Oh, they don't want to help you, but I'm helping you.
Hey, lady! What are you...
No, no, you won't stop me. I got to help Mr. Ross.
Give me that axe!
I'll give it to you. I'll get you. I've got to free Mr. Ross. I'm locked up now. They locked me up. You've been my first visitor in weeks. You know what that means? All these days he's been in that wall, holding himself alive with all his will. But sooner or later, If he thinks I'm not going to help him, he'll give up hope. And he'll lose his will to live. And suddenly he'll die. Do you hear me? He'll die. Please make him let me go and come and help me save Mr. Ross. If you don't help me, it will always be on your conscience, won't it? At night, when you're alone and you can't sleep, you'll open your eyes and you'll see Mr. Ross entombed in that wall. But it won't be Mr. Ross anymore. Just the bones of a man. Bones and dead flesh. And the worms. And the skull will talk to you and ask you, why didn't you help me? So I ask you again, please, won't you come to the bank?
This is Arch Obler once more. I'm most anxious to tell you about our next week's play, but first, my thanks to Virginia Gregg and Jane Avello. The sound was by Bud Tollefson, engineer Dave Diller, music Joe Leahy, announcer Byron Kane. I've written you a play for the next time titled The Immortal Gentleman, and I wrote it for you and me and everyone else who would like to live forever. I'll tell you more about that after a short message. Over once more. To live forever, never to die, to live forever. Who amongst us at some time or other has not thought that age-old thought? And that's why I hope you'll join us for our next play.
Arch Obolers Plays. Stories of the unusual.